Hello again. One of the key roles of attorneys engaged in the practice of modern business law is advising their clients on the selection of the best venue for doing business. What seems like a relatively limited number of options is in fact quite extensive. The choices run the gamut from the simplest lemonade stands to a multinational publicly traded corporation. And in chapter 26, we will take a look at all of these various ways in which a organization can be structured to conduct business. With each choice comes a list of pros and cons in the eyes of the law. For example, if a person seeks maximum privacy in his or her financial affairs, along with the least possible accountability to others, a private form of sole proprietorship may be best. Compare, however, the business person who wants to leverage the maximum utilization of other people's money while limiting her personal financial exposure. That person may find the corporate form best suited for her needs. The law has something for everyone. The real issue is first finding out what options are legally available and then choosing the best fit. That fit should be tailored by sound advice from a number of quarters, including law, accounting, finance, and business management strategy. It is this interdependent equation that makes the practice of business law so difficult and yet so interesting. The major forms for conducting businesses and professions are as follows. We have sole proprietorships, general partnerships, limited liability partnerships, limited liability corporations, and corporations, which also come in several other flavors. Now, be sure to carefully read this chapter. If you one day decide that you want to start a business, this is among the first and most important decisions you'll make. Now, moving on to our content for week 10, chapter 27, corporate formation and financing. It's related to chapter 26. They go together very nicely. Now, corporations can provide many advantages for business, including perpetual existence, limited liability, and numerous tax and other legal opportunities to massage the system. Now, these advantages are not free, nor are they always easily obtained. Corporate law has always been technically intricate and demanding of legal practitioners. It can also be more unforgiving to its users than sole proprietorships or partnerships if mistakes are made in its formation and in financing. This chapter has several objectives to illustrate how the corporate form is established legally and how it's infused with funds. In addition, the process of establishing the basic ground rules for the key players will be examined. Once the proper procedures for the establishment of the corporation have been complied with and adequate financing has been secured, the next step is to see what the basic ground rules will be for key players in this arena. The leading protagonists will be the board of directors, shareholders, and managers of the corporation. The distinctions among these roles are sometimes blurred when it comes to formation and management of corporations, yet failure to honor these distinctions can lead to disastrous consequences. Corporations can be for-profit or non-profit. They can be public or closed. Remember, most people who get in trouble with corporate law do so not because they are bad managers, directors, or shareholders. They get into trouble because they sometimes do not follow the rules of corporate formation and operation. Again, this chapter requires a close read, so take the time to examine all 19 pages of this chapter. Now, on to your assignments. In week 9, our forum discussion, entrepreneurial forms of conducting business. Well, as we were saying, if you're starting a business, what form do you take? This is a thought exercise that will assist you in learning the advantages and disadvantages of the various forms of business organization. The topic starter includes a list of all common forms of business organization. More information is available in the book, and you should avail yourself of that before going into the forum. And then there will be a hypothetical situation for you to ponder, and that will be your assignment. And for this, you'll need only to put in an initial post And if you want to, but you won't be required to, comment on other posts. Week 10's forum discussion is also up, and it's on corporate formation and financing. We'll tackle a legal case. This is the controversial Supreme Court case, Citizens United versus the Federal Election Commission. Now, that case is not in the text. However, I have included a link in the topic starter you might find helpful. And then out of that, after understanding the basics of the case, I have a question for you to ponder and to discuss. Same thing. I need only your opinion and your thoughts on how the law is applied in this particular case. And if you want to, feel free to jump into other comment areas of other students as well. Now, both of these topics will be open until the end of spring break on March 27th. And the better news, no IRAC writing assignments for either chapter. So enjoy our transition into spring, and we'll continue our discussions after spring break. See you then.